Hello, everybody, and welcome to OpenExO Live. It's really good to be with you, and we have Karina with us today coming from Miami, and you can see there the up-and-coming folks in the next couple of weeks representing all parts of the world, although two more from Latin America in the next 4 weeks, and that's one of the things we're going to be speaking about quite a bit with Karina this evening. But before we get Karina up on screen, I did get a few messages from some community members that I want to share. And the first one's from Renee. Says, I've known Karina for a couple of years in her role as leader of the EXO Latam and EXO Women communities, and she is simply fantastic. Her talent and ability to generate communities and mobilize groups is exceptional. She is a true representative of an exponential mindset. We then have from Stephen, I've been fortunate to meet Karina along my OpenExO journey. She's constantly a guiding resource, and as I continue to explore LATAM engagement. Just last year, Karina hopped on board to join my crazy experiment to host an exponential tech day at the BOGO Week conference. And with her experience, we were able to dovetail EXO LATAM, impact and outcomes as well. I continue to keep a pulse on Karina's latest initiatives so I can join in and learn alongside her. We then have from Paulina, Karina, and I actually always get Karina's surname wrong, so I'm gonna miss it out. Is an amazing woman who empowers people to do great and impactful things through her own example of greatness. Her kindness and expertise in communication create a powerful engagement that brings people together. She has made a significant impact on the development of the EXO community, especially EXO LATAM, and created a beautiful movement by founding the EXO Women Initiative. I will always be grateful to Karina for her unwavering commitment to making the world a better place. We then have from Rodrigo, during life, we are often lucky enough to meet people who emanate a special energy and a growth and abundance mentality. These people can inspire us to do things differently and join exciting projects and communities like EXO Women and EXO LATAM. It fills me with great joy to say that I am lucky to meet the talented Karina, who is one of those exceptional people. And then lastly from Vanessa, Karina brings positivity and momentum to everyone she connects with. Her work with EXO LATAM and Generation Z is a great example of how she builds bridges between communities. Karina's go-getter mentality is infectious, and she encourages everyone around her to think big and take action. Thank you, Karina, for paving the way for Latin women and young people to step into the world of innovation. And so with that, I want to welcome up Karina. How are you doing this afternoon for you?
Afternoon. Very, very, very well, Kevin, and especially after those people that I thank them very much for their kind words to me.
Oh no, it's always so fun. In your case, because of all the work you do, I had to tell people to stop. I was like, otherwise we're going to spend 20 minutes just reading the things. And so it's wonderful. I was supposed to get you to remind me how I actually say your surname before we went live, but I forgot.
Don't worry. Karina is okay. Don't worry.
I always misspell it as well. So anyway, but at the start, I always like to ask people to share a little bit about yourself. Some people have shared a little bit about you and what you're doing now, but give a bit of a background about Karina, where you come from, what brought you to Miami and brought you to the OpenExO community?
Okay, I like to say that I am not yet where I will be. So I am in a road. I am in a road. I come from Argentina and I move into UK, just following my today husband. At that moment, he was my fiance, so we went into UK just to study postgraduate studies, and then we moved into Chile, where I start really my career in Chile. My family, I have my 3 kids in Chile, and then it was not enough, and I was proposed just to come and take place of the office in Miami. So I decided to bring my family with me. At the beginning, it was difficult because for a woman just to leave everything and to think about moving with 3 kids, they were young, 9 and 7-year-olds. I have twins. So they were very, very young. And I thought that I was crazy. But I said, okay, let's do it. So I had the support from my family, and we moved into Miami. And here we are after 12 years already in Miami.
That's amazing. So you have American children, yeah?
Not yet. We are going to be American, I don't know, in 1 year. But what is interesting is that we are citizens of the world. And you listen to this about citizens of the world. But in our case, we are Argentinian, we are Chilean, we are part American, part Spanish because of our background and grandparents. So at this moment, it's important just to be open to globalization and to take whatever you can take to make your family first a better place, your neighborhood, and the society. So it's fantastic to be multicultural. This is what really I love. And you asked me about how I entered the OpenExO, and it was absolutely because of that. What I love at the first time that I met some people in Silicon Valley, in San Francisco, actually, where I was attending a Singularity conference, I sat in a table with people from different places of the world. So I couldn't believe it. I didn't find any Argentinian, but I found Brazilian and people from Europe. And then coming back into Miami, I had the pleasure just to help with the project of Mobility Miami. So I met wonderful people, again, nobody from Argentina. And this is the way that I said, oh, this is where I belong, to a global community where you can learn from each other, you can teach, you can share, you can complement and collaborate. And I have been since 2017 in the community, meeting people, collaborating with people, sharing with people. And I like this very much.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, the one thing that's really great is there's people that you work with so closely that you've never met, and there's some people that you've met and then they've become part of the community and they're working with people from around the world. And I mean, I'd known you for a while, but just virtually. And then I think it was in 2021 or 2020 December. We met in Miami. I was having a layover. I think my layover was about 7 hours, and there Karina was saying, "Hey, yeah, let's go to Wynwood. Let's see some art. Let's have a meal." I was shocked that no one in Miami was really wearing masks. But anyway, it was so amazing, because meeting was like we'd known each other because of, I guess, of the community bonds that you can create, and also having a similar outlook that we have a commonality, in exponential thinking and really wanting to create a better world, right?
I totally agree. This is and I met officially. I had been and live in Chile for 13 years, but I never met somebody from the community, from the EXO community, while I was in Chile. And this year, I traveled into Chile, and the first thing that I wanted to do is to meet the people from the community. So I said, guys, let me know when are you going to be available so I can change my ticket just to be with you together. So we moved everything and we finally met. And it was so amazing that it was like we knew each other like for years, because we had, so, as you mentioned, so many things in common, so many things to talk about, ideas to share, and willingness to do more things together in the future. So it's really great always to meet people and to receive people. When people come to Miami, or when I go and travel to other places, you write to somebody and I see this in the WhatsApp group. It's going to be available, anybody, I am traveling, and you said, oh yes, I am here, let's go for a coffee. And this is amazing about communities.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I see Oscar's just, commented there, and Rodrigo said, yes, we finally met with the amazing Karina. I've seen the pictures, so it's true. But that passion for really driving EXO, across Latin America, and I guess even into the States as well. I guess what really drives that, and how positive are you about sort of exponential organizations, exponential thinking, across Latin America?
Well, when I start, it was not in Latin America that I met people from the community. So the first people that I met were in San Francisco, inside the Singularity community, and I said, why? I am the only one here. Come on, I need to find more people from Latin America, from the cities that I go up, or the city that I work. It cannot be possible just to have this in the north, as we call the United States. So I start looking for people, and when I identify somebody from Chile at the very beginning, or somebody from Argentina or from Brazil, we start the conversation, and we start, oh, do you know somebody, and do you know somebody? And then we realize, and that is, I think that it was an aha moment for me too. You discover that everybody is in the same path. So everybody's looking for the same. When you really are looking for transforming the world for the better, you want, and you have been activating in your community in different ways, so you can share your passion, you can share your convictions with other people. And when you share this with people that live closely to you, you can make things move greater and faster, because you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So the way to grow, for example, in Chile, it was very fast, because the community there, for example, from all the communities in Latin America, I can tell you that the Chilean is the bigger one, and is the faster one, because I live there, and it was easy for me to meet this and connect with this and that. And this is what I am trying to do and to replicate, because I realized that if you have two people that they know each other, you can start a community there, because one know another one that know another one and then know another one. And this is the way that LinkedIn start, with that this first statement about you know somebody that knows somebody. So for Latin America, we always had been looking about what was happening in North America and what's the developing countries were doing. But thanks to the globalization, to the internalization, virtualization, digitalization, and the pandemic as well, why not the pandemic, you feel that you belong. You belong to a global community, you belong to regional communities, and you also belong to local communities. And everything is okay, and everything is fine, and you can develop and move from there. And that is very important. You are not behind, so you can belong, and you need to do whatever it takes, with whatever you think that it's going to be good for your community to grow.
No, absolutely. And when it actually comes to, implementation of EXO and projects, Latin America is probably right up there with the region that's probably done the most potentially. Our community now is really active and diverse, which is amazing. I know that, Salim's in Mexico City right now, and I believe you're going to be there in a couple of days. So, what do you think in terms of implementing, EXO? Is there some reason you think that sort of Latin America is so vibrant for it?
Okay, Latin America had been vibrant always. Always you see that the music, that the food, that the creativity, that the sense of family belonging, socialization in the street always has been a thing for Latin American people, always being together and trying to collaborate and to do business, informal business together. You have an idea, you go to your uncle, to your friend, and you make something happen. Always has been this attitude in Latin America. And I think that when you have an idea and there are other people, because you taste, it's like you imagine and you can see that this idea is in another people's heads, but probably nobody said it before. So when you taste that there is a need to do this, and then you tell the idea, you have, oh yes, I would like to participate, I would like to do and that. So having been in communities with the people talking in virtual events, Zoom, etc., you notice the hunger for do different things and trying to be creative and trying to have your own mark and not replicate the same things that other people were doing, but have your own things for Latin American people. So when we decided to do the awards, we said, why not? Why not give these awards to people that are doing the right things in Latin America? So immediately everybody was helping with that idea. And then when we thought about women and what is happening with women in technology, women in innovation, that we don't have enough women, everybody is concerned about women. Why we don't help women just to be what they want to be? So again, everybody was on board. And then we continue these conversations, this sense of community. I am not going to tell you that everything was absolutely as planned. We have different situations, but the most important is that we don't give up. So we try. If it's not successful, we do another thing and we do another thing. But you always needs to be moving forward, because there is people that want to do more things, more great things, and you need to find them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I don't know if I know you've been pretty busy today, and we'll talk a little bit about you at Emerge. And so I don't know if you were able to see the launch of Starship, right? Which happened early this morning in Texas, and the rocket blew up, right? But yes. Everyone was cheering because they were experimenting, right? And yes. I mean, I think that's the heights of experimentation, where that's many people would see that as a disaster. Whereas if you go in with that EXO mindset, that of course you want everything to succeed first time, but if everything succeeds first time, maybe you've missed a really good learning, right? Because you got lucky, and that's probably worse than experimenting properly.
Yes, and for example, with the EXO women community, we had been running and participating for the last 3 years. And we had a great first year. We didn't have a great second year because we have internal problems there, but we didn't say, okay, we are going to give up. We are not going to have a third initiative. And here we came this third year. And yesterday we had like a celebration of the different women that collaborate, that had been in the process for the 3 year, 1 year. And it was amazing for the women recognizing and said, oh, I didn't know there are people representing different countries in Latin America. And I want to connect with this, and I want to connect with that, because they couldn't believe that they can connect with other people and it was amazing for me because I knew most of the women because I bring into the community, I talk with them, and I explain why we are here. But for the others that they don't know each other, it was amazing yesterday to recognizing that you have another person who you can talk, collaborate, and do great things together. Why not?
No, absolutely. Now, Karina, this morning you were at Emerge in Miami. Is there some things you want to share about Emerge, insights that you saw at the event? This is now Emerge number what?
I think that it's going for a long. I had been in the second Emerge, and it was in 2017. But they had been in Miami growing and growing. And I remember the first one that they invited all the different people. So everybody got invited because the community and the ecosystem in Miami was very small. And most of the people also came from other states and from other countries just to visit. But this year, it was amazing because it was the mayor at the very beginning, and she asked a question. It was full of people, the guest speaker. And she asked, who lives in Miami? So almost everybody have her hands on because everybody came from Miami. So a lot of people, a lot of startups, a lot of innovation technology is happening here in the city. And the good things is that most of these people and companies and organizations, they come from Latin America. So at the very beginning, it was the gap was very big among technology companies, innovation, funding. But nowadays, I visit as much as I could because they were today 100 companies from 1,000 companies. And believe me, if they didn't have the flag about their country, it was difficult just to know if they are from London, South Africa, India, Argentina, or Canada. Really, the ideas are beyond frontiers. This is what I really love, what is going on, really. It's a global transformation ecosystem, as we in EXO thought about that, and we are seeing that it's becoming true.
That's really awesome, and I guess that ties into EXO in LATAM. What is the I guess the big vision, the MTP? I mean, obviously links to OpenExO, but what really is the vision for the community as you continue to grow?
No, of course, that our MTP, when we thought it with Fabian together, it was of course transforming Latin America for better, and this is really what we want. But we think when we think about that, transforming Latin America, then we go deep dive into our communities. Because for Latin America, the neighborhood is very important, the community where you live and your family. Your family is the first step, because Latin America is a lot about families. So if your family, your extended family, it's okay and can be safe, can secure, can grow systematically and organically, you are going to feel safe, because one of the most important risks in Latin America is safety. So if you can provide safety for your children, safety in all different aspects, education, health, insecure and violence, etc., so you can really transform the region for a better.
Absolutely. Now, Karina, we could talk for hours, but we have come to the end. And so I always ask as a last question, if you could only share one thing, what is that one thing you'd like to share with the folks that are watching today?
Okay, what I learned in my journey is that when I moved here, of course, and when I start my family as a mother, I wanted, of course, to teach my kids, and I wanted them to understand and to follow everything that I taught them, of course, because I was the adult there. And since 2000, since I think that 5 years ago or 6 years ago, I have an image that it took me, and it's coming back with me, just having a conversation with my brother, my son, and my brother's daughter. And when I saw the picture about we four, I said to my brother, what are we doing here? We need to start learning from them. What are they doing? What are they saying? What technology are they using? And this is how I start my path, entering in the Generation Z, learning from my kids. And this is what I want to share with every parent today, and the people that they don't have kids. If you are an uncle, Kevin, it's the recommendation also for you. Go and learn from the kids, because you are going to find a new world full of possibilities, imagination, and you are going to feel again a kid inside you, where all your potential could be go through whatever you do.
Absolutely. That's such a great way to end. Karina, it's been wonderful chatting with you today, and I know we'll connect again. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of Emerge. I guess you're going to be back there, and looking forward to hearing how that goes, and always excited to hear what's coming out of EXO Latam, and travel safe to Mexico City.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So great chatting to Karina. As I said, we really could chat for forever about all the amazing things. Thanks to all the community members that are, have also sent through comments and messages. Really great. Thanks, everybody. We will see you all again next week. And we will close out with a video about New Exponential Organizations 2.0.